Okay, it's time for a new video for an old item, and it's of the game Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes for the Nintendo GameCube. I've had this since I remember getting this when the game was first released, and I pre-ordered it and got the game. I know that buying it secondhand now can be quite expensive, and also depending on the condition of the actual game. But this is my copy of it. Although the actual plastic of the casing is a little bit hard. Well, it's shown its age. It's kind of bubbled up a little bit. I did buy the game brand new when it on day of release. Now, a little bit of a backstory is that Twin Snakes is actually a remake of Metal Gear 1 on the PlayStation. And the game was made by a company called Silicon Knights, who you may know of, that worked on the other GameCube game, Eternal Darkness. Nintendo obviously had a hand in it, and obviously the game was produced by Kojima. Now, the main, pretty much the game is, in terms of the story, is pretty much exactly the same as the PlayStation version of the game, except obviously with the graphics and the controls have been modernized. And what they basically did was used the graphic engine from Metal Gear Solid 2 that was on the PlayStation consoles, and then used that engine to remake or what's it, Metal Gear Solid 2 that was on the PlayStation 2, should I say, and then use that basic game engine to make the remake of Metal Gear Solid 1, aka Twin Snakes. So the graphics look like Metal Gear Solid 2 on the PlayStation 2, and obviously comparing the original, which was obviously Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation 1, the graphics obviously are night and day. Now we have a look at the back of the actual game itself, and it says Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, a classic Metal New Gear, one of the all-time greatest Metal Gear Solids, has been greatly still been incorporated control mechanisms, molds, and features from Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, forming this Nintendo GameCube classic. Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. As Solid Snake, your mission is to recover hostages from a Alaskan military installation and prevent a terrorist group from launching a nuclear strike. For the first time ever, experience Metal Gear Solid in the way it was always meant to be played. And it says a reinvented Metal Gear Solid game directed by Kojima. Stunning next generation graphics with all new breathtaking cutscenes. Awesome new gameplay, including hanging from ledges and somersaults and first-person mode, and acclaimed cinematic storyline. So a lot of the new things, gameplay elements that they've added into this remake were from Metal Gear Solid to Sons of Liberty. So not only the graphics, but also some of the gameplay. So you can go into first person, as it said there. You could also hang off ledges and do somersaults, which you could never do in the original because obviously the graphic limitations. And you still incorporated that thing where the guy, when one of the enemies could read your control pad. So I know that on the original game, you basically had to plug out the joypad and then it would vibrate or some weird thing like that. So he couldn't read your thoughts. So that's still incorporated in this version, because I remember playing it. I haven't played the game in many years. It's something that I do want to go back to playing again at some point. But I do remember that when I did play it the first time, I really enjoyed it. And as I said before, I played it multiple times. Just haven't played it in so many years. Again, we'll take a look at the actual inside of the actual game itself. It does come with instructions, which I still have, and all these. It's not. I don't think it's in color actually. As you got the twin snakes there, and you got Meryl there, and some of it's in color. You got some of the original artwork from the original Metal Gear Solid 1. You got Meryl again there, and then you will see the player action. So it basically it does tell you how to do the moves. So I know, knowing me, I'm going to be very rusty if I was going to play it again. You got here the frequency list of all the characters. So you got Roy Campbell, Naomi Hunter, Mei Ling, Natasha, and Master Miller. So you got all the frequencies. Obviously, they do give it in the game, but it's very easy to kind of forget. And so this has everything incorporated in here. Obviously, you got the first person view, and where you can choke out enemies and climb up stuff and make enemies surrender. So you got all that. I do like that, the fact that you have instructions that back in the day of where if you're stuck, you could pause it and then look at your instruction manual on the fly and remember how to do moves. Because I'm somebody that forgets, especially if it's an old game, an old system, and I've forgotten how to play it. And then you got weapons and equipment, weapons list. You got all the weapons there that that Solid Snake has at his disposal, ranging from the weapons like these guns and these pistols and sniper rifles and grim smoke grenades and normal grenades and C4. So you got that, and you got the item list like the rations that he was able to have and the infrared goggles. And then you've got the option screen, which allows you to turn the vibration on and off. And you got the characters there. Which you got Solid Snake, you got Meryl, you got Roy Campbell, you got Naomi Hunter, Mei Ling. Still using the classic Metal Gear art, which is something that you don't really see these days. And you got Big Boss, Ninja. There's so many of the Kenneth Baker. You've got so many of the different characters there, and the missions, which is kind of great. Again, as it did say in with this remake of Metal Gear Solid 1, is obviously not only brand new game mechanics that taken from Metal Gear Solid 2, and obviously the graphics. You also got brand new cutscenes in it, of which I think is really great. And we all know that in all the Metal Gear Solid games that the cutscenes do drag on for a very long time. You got the warranty thing, which is going to be completely useless now. So we put that back in there. So I've still got the instructions. You got that little space there where you can put your Nintendo GameCube cartridge with a game. I used to do that a lot with my games, and putting so much so that I would forget where I actually what games cases that I actually put the actual memory card in, and it would be having to dig around trying to find it. So you got it does come on 2 discs. So you got the first disc here, which is like a blue color, and obviously the game is rated 15. It's still Konami is what still involved in it, because obviously it is their baby. And then you've got the second disc of the actual game. But I know that what you must meant to happen is that when you get to a certain point in the game, it will ask you, you'll go to a black screen, and it would ask you to install the second disc, which was cool. I know some people might find that irritating, because now these days we're kind of spoilt in having everything on one disc. Depending on what system you've got, because obviously with the Switch, it's a cartridge. There's a little bit of damage here, because obviously that bit's meant to be holding, the other bit's meant to be holding in the actual disc, but that's come off, but still got the other one to hold it in. But what I did like about the GameCube disc, because I actually liked the actual size of them, to be honest. I mean, I did like the size of the actual the GameCube disc, and yeah, I'm still glad that I've kept. So I have no intention of selling it in any shape or form. So that's obviously this is the PAL version of the game, because that's what we use in the UK. As I said, it's something that I definitely want to go back in playing. Now, with Twin Snakes down, the only way that you can play well, the physical version of it is on the Nintendo GameCube, because obviously, because Nintendo had basically had a hand in it, and I think they kind of owned the remake version of the game. That's the reason why you haven't seen Twin Snakes on other consoles. Now there are other ways of obviously being able to play Twin Snakes through emulation and other things, which I'm not telling people that they should or shouldn't do it. It's up to them. But that's the only way of playing the game if you either don't have a GameCube or don't have the actual, don't own the game, or even if you wanted to buy it, it's it's going to be expensive. So there are ways of being able to play Twin Snakes if you don't have the original game or a GameCube, or even both. But as I said, I'm really glad. But I've still got my pardon me, my copy of Twin Snakes, because I've heard stories about some people's disc, the actual, I'll show which bit I'm talking about, that this part of it, some people have had this part of theirs crack. So when I've been taking the disc in and out, I'm always careful. So what I do is, I won't actually do it. What I do is that I push down in the middle, and obviously that shrinks the things that are holding the disc into place. Then I take it out, and then when I want to put the disc back in again, I don't put it straight in. What I do is I press, I put the disc so it's just slightly hovering over it, and then I press down on it so the pegs have contracted, and then I put the disc down, and then I let go of the button, and then that helps with not cracking the actual inlay of the actual disc. And that's how I've managed to keep my copy of it in relatively good condition. As I said before, the outside of the case has shown wear and tear. Nothing serious to the point where it's kind of cracked, or it's like teared up, or as before, cracked or anything, or damaged the artwork. But it's just the plastic, and that's a bit, But yeah, I'm really but this is something for me that's been a very to me it's a classic game. Although you would think of obviously the original version of it on the PlayStation 1 has still been a classic, which it still is. But the fact that of the rarity, because of the price of it, and obviously it's only available, the physical version of it, if it's only available on one console I'm definitely going to be keeping this, because it's of where I'm a Metal Gear Solid fan, and I'm one of these ones where I like to have my old collection of games, even though you got, obviously this is kind of fairly old now, and you got the modern systems of the PS5 and the Series X, but this is still part of my collection. Although even if I don't play it for another 10 years, it's something I know that I've still got in my collection, and I'm really proud that I still have it in collection, and that I didn't do anything stupid like damage it or sell it at any silly point, which I'm glad I didn't do. So yeah, I'm really proud to have this game in my collection. So this is Metal Gear Solid for Twin Snakes on the Nintendo GameCube. Anyway, I hope people found this video well, I hope people enjoyed this video, especially showing some of my game collection. So I hope people really liked it. Feel free to share with your friends and family. If you can give this video a thumbs up, I would highly appreciate that. That allows people to find my YouTube channel and content, and then YouTube recommendation page. And this is because of the YouTube algorithms that favour the bigger YouTubers, so their channel and content get advertised on the YouTube recommendation page. I would highly appreciate a like on the video. And even tell me what your favourite Metal Gear game is, regardless of what system it's available on, and just let me know, and even tell me why it's your favourite game, or even what's your least favourite. Also, if you already haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you want to see stuff like this, showing stuff from my classic game collection, video game plays of certain videos, comics, unboxings, whether it's Blu-rays, DVDs, video games, statues. There's plenty of stuff to see on my YouTube channel. so consider subscribing. Just before Christmas, we hit the 500 YouTube subscription mark. So big thank you to the subs old and new. A few weeks ago, we just hit the 600 subscription mark. Again, thank you again to the subs old and new. Really appreciate that. We're already halfway now to 700 YouTube subs already. So again, a big thank you to all the subs old and new for subscribing to my channel, because as I said before, without the subscriber base and the viewership, right, I wouldn't be where I am without you guys who view and subscribe my YouTube channel. So a big thank you to all of you. It kind of really means a lot and encourages me to sit there, to persevere with my YouTube channel, with the stuff I love doing. The next milestone will be 1,000 subs, so that's gonna be a long way to go, but we'll hopefully get there sooner rather than later. So it just leaves me to say, wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, and I'll speak to you again on my next video. Bye for now.